Hello, I'm the Epidemic, and I am living in the past. Today I have a very beat up box of the Umbra sealed limited edition boosters for Rage. I did not realize how beat up this would be. I just pulled this straight out of the mailer. And it shows up with busted 20-year-old plastic on it. So I figured, well, if it's just going to disintegrate by me handling it, I might as well just get this done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure it's all there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then I've got 22, 23, 24. Okay. So, for better or worse, it's all accounted for. Ancient. Look at it. Look at it. It's just disintegrating on me. Them's the breaks, I guess. So anyway, open up some of these packs just to see what life was like. Now, you may have seen an earlier unboxing video where I shared my Rage story. Obviously, this is still the same. This would be the same story as it were, because this is still the same game. But when I was hiding out, not hiding, but when I was hanging out in a nerd store trying to get warm, waiting for a ride to come pick me up, so I, kind of like how when you go to a gas station you pay a couple bucks, or you buy a pack of gum so you can use the restroom. I randomly bought a pack of the Umbra, even though I didn't play. What? These are backwards now? Ugh, backwards and stuck together? Phenomenal. So anyway, it was a pack of the Umbra, which I've since learned is a very small set. It's only 95 cards, I believe. And I think there's 4 total foils. And I assume that it's still 1 foil per box, just like with the limited edition Rage. How many cards was that anyway? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 cards just like last time. Still $1.95. But I have noticed that with the worm, this is 15 cards, and they charge $2.50. So, for some reason, the extra 3 cards are worth 55 cents. Maybe it's 55 cents better. I don't know. So I believe that nobody tried to pull any shenanigans, and once they pulled this whole set's stuck together. I don't know if you can hear this stickiness. Oh, wow. Oh, I think I'm gonna have a bad day. Doesn't look like any of the card is coming apart. I did notice that on one of my previous withdrawals, Wendigo. Not withdrawals. One of my previous videos, there was a little bit of transfer from one card to another. Oh, jeez. This is some stuck stuff. Yeah, sorry. I can only concentrate on one thing at a time, so when I stop making sense, it's because my brain is unable to complete the English syntax and grammar. Yeah, the English syntax and grammar. Yeah. So maybe I should just stop talking. More of these rules. I should have taken a look at the set list to see what was rare and what wasn't before I started opening these. Well, he can't be rare. I just pulled one of him in the first pack. Childling. Umbra Wave. Naomi. Oh, she's Uktana. I like Uktana. Okay. I just put together 2 Rage decks today using only the limited edition, and I built my first deck a couple days ago. So I have 3 total decks. I'm going to try them out tonight with some friends who are familiar with Rage and or Werewolf. I think that's the first combat card I got. A Wormfoe. Oh, he's a, I apologize, she is Garou. Oh man, the stickiness is crazy. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure what I do recall seeing is when the Uktana set comes out. That looks crazy. I apologize. I glanced over the set list, and there is 1 new Garou per pack from the limited and unlimited sets. So basically 13 of them, and I think they're all just uncommon. Maybe they're commons. But I thought that was a really good idea to add some flexibility to each of the clans packs equally. That might have been a rare. Phoebe. Oh, maybe like the Martian Moon. A Ka Spirit. I'm just waiting to pull one of these and have it like stripped off. One of my buddies I was talking to about Rage, who used to actually play it back in the day, and I think he has some cards from the other set too. Why does this feel so thick? Oh, that's why. Because it's 2. He said, card sleeves were not really a thing back in 1995. I don't recall anybody playing with it. Back when everybody played Magic, you had your deck rubber banded together, or you had the foresight to save your starter boxes. Ooh. I want him to be on my team. Too bad he's an enemy. But, yeah, he said they just weren't a thing at the time. Silver Fang. Oh, there's a Metis. And, furthermore, because of the glossy covering on these things, people would take Sharpie or, I don't know, maybe dry erase marker, I'm not sure which, and Jennifer Moonwizened. She, I may have mentioned that the very first game of Rage I ever played was, she was one of the Garou I had in my deck. Somebody had made the deck for me, because he was, you know, he was a player and knew that he needed 2 decks to, one to loan to a buddy to play off of, basically. Yeah, I was only hoping to get her based out of nostalgia. Yeah, Jennifer Moonwizened, or Wizened, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And I think my other one was Walks with Might, who is a Silent Strider from the original set. I've seen that before. Wow, that 6 Gnosis. Rage is usually the card you see on combat. Or the Rage is usually what you see on combat cards. Shaky Mac. This guy's got a bottle cap. It's an equipment card from the first set. Phoebe again. Oh, pattern spider. That's cool. More of the same, more of the same. I honestly haven't really been paying attention to the gifts. So one thing I noticed is in the first set, tons of gifts, like the card distribution. You get a fair amount of characters, which is obviously needed. You get, you know, some equipment. You get some enemies. Equipment and enemies seem to be running at like the same level. You get some moot cards, but to be fair, there weren't many to be, you know, in the set, so I get that they may be a little harder to come by. Wildstone, that looks good. Umbra Flurry. So, that's another repeat. What was I talking about? Before I got distracted with Umbra Flurry. Oh, yeah. The ton of gifts. You get so many gifts. But when I would go through all the gifts, looking to see what was, you know, what you could use, what you couldn't use. This is also Gnosis. I'm wondering if that's got to be a theme for the set. But anyway, yeah, the reason there's like 100 gifts is because the gifts can't just be played by anybody. Council for Universal Trade. Cairn of the Weeping Daughter. Shaky Mac is back. Nightmare Coin sounds like fun. Seas Through Stars. Okay. Ooh, a new moot. A big moot. Renowned 7. Yeah, because if you notice, like, this can only be used by Lupus, which is actually not that big a deal, because you have 3 forms in your werewolves. They're either, you know, Lupus, Hamid, or Metis form. So 1/3 of the characters can use that only. But you get gifts based on auspices or based on tribes. So there are things that only Get of Fenris can play, just as the example. So then it makes way more sense why there is, you know, 13 times as many gifts as there are other cards. I don't think... Yes, never mind. I'm apparently opening these backwards because I never see the fronts. There's Naomi again. More of those things. And that guy. They must all be like umbral spirits. Here's what's weird though. And it's only weird because I said here's what's weird though. The way that rage decks are built, you're supposed to have a minimum 20 combat, because you have 2 decks. Your 20 combat cards. Obviously you can have more, but the more you have, the less likely you are to be able to go through them again, recycle, so that can be problematic when you want, because you can only have 2 copies of any one card. So let's pretend you are a huge fan of, I don't know, dodge, right? Well, if you blow through your 2 dodges in your first 2 combats, but you have a 60 card combat deck, you will not be able to dodge for a long time. But when you burn through your combat deck, you can just reshuffle it and start fresh. Not the case with your Sept cards, though. Sept cards, once that deck's done, it's done. minimum deck size for Sept, I'm told, is 30 cards. So, oh, that's cool. He does kind of look like he wants to be the crow when he grows up. Anyway. So yeah, so obviously this is a whole second set, and having only 95 cards, you're going to get a lot of cards that you may want to use. The issue, though, is if you're only making a 30-card Sept deck and a 20-card combat deck, and you boiled it down, because you never just go, oh man, I have to try to find. Woo! We got one. I can't read it yet. Summer Country. It is a... oh yeah, they're called Realms. Alright, I'll figure out what that does later. Alright, well that's the 1 in 24 then. Oh, I think this guy's new. Oh! Yes, I do not believe I've come across him yet. So where are you going to find the room to put, like, I can see if you've got a moot deck, putting one of these in is cool. Ooh. Yeah. Love me some red talons. But for the most part, it's almost like, and it looks like all of this stuff is based on, you know, the Umbra, which obviously I can't knock it. The set's called the Umbra. I get that it's Umbra themed. That's like saying, why is everything so cold and snowy in Ice Age? I'm like, well, because it's an Ice Age. So I understand that it's supposed to work with the theme. But since this since this game is 20 years old, you know, you're not going to get like how you have your modern Magic players that, you know, use the current set or maybe the last set. Because that just doesn't happen with games this old. That's cool. Got a Glasswalker here. That's not new. Alright, so this will be the last of the... That's a fresh card. That must be rare, since I don't think I've seen it yet. Since it's been about 20 minutes, and maybe I went through half the packs, but since we did hit the foil, you know, I don't think there's going to be one upcoming, and I don't really have much more to say about Rage. Maybe once I get some games in tonight, I'll be able to talk about it more. But, yeah, I won't put you through all this. 4, 6, 79, 10, 11. Okay, so we went through just over half. Yeah, so I'm not going to make a 40-minute video. So, I'm going to have fun opening the rest of these. I enjoyed living in the past. I hope you can too.